Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, when it comes to seasonality, we're not just talking about our fruits and vegetables. This Olive Pride whole roasted snook also celebrates the bounty that we get fresh from the ocean, especially this time of the year, Dumi.
Especially this time of the year, because I heard that in Cape Town, snook is a fan favorite, to the point where they actually make it and put some of an apricot glaze on top. Chef Chad, I don't know if you know about this.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those sort of gorgeous things. I think it's, actually, you don't really get it anywhere else in the world but here in South Africa. And obviously, it's one of those sort of great exports for those that have had an experience of where you've got snook that is something that is, seasonal, sustainable, and local as well. When we start looking at fish, it always sort of gives me the thrills on my back. We consume 95% of our fish is frozen in the world. Yeah, so we have so little access to fresh fish.
Yes.
So something like snook is such a great local product to get our hands on, and I think I just love it, and especially this time of year.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic to get, and with apricot, it's a match made in heaven.
So, being in Cape Town now, living here for 4 years, I love my snook, but I've never had snook with an apricot glaze, and this is what we're talking about when it comes to seasonality.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, apricot's one of those things, we've now preserved them because that's obviously something in the summer season that we get, and I think it's a great addition to bring into it. But I'm going to do a little cheat here. I'm going to make a tray within a tray. I always put a little bit of tin foil into my baking tray because I'm a little bit lazy with washing up from time to time. So all I need to then do is just scrunch that out and chuck that out, and you still have a clean tray that you can sort of just wipe down very quickly.
I mean, Chef Charles, have you ever been into my household when I cook? This is exactly what I do. I always have to make a tray within a tray because ain't nobody trying to do dishes. But also, it does help just contain, I believe, all those flavors, especially if you kind of fold it in.
Absolutely. Just create a little sort of vessel there because it's always going to have a little bit of juices and things like that. Now we're going to take that apricot and literally put it straight onto the flesh.
Okay.
Now what's that going to do is going to sort of add a wonderful sweetness. It's also going to start to caramelize as well, so to give it a lovely depth of flavour. So all you do is just brush this onto here and then onto there. Remember, we just need to do it on the one side because the skin is not going to penetrate any flavour on there. And if it goes off, don't worry about that. We just allow that to sort of caramelise and sort of get that charred bit on the side there. Very important just to sort of, I'm not going to do my seasoning yet. I'm going to put my liquid on now. So a little bit of lemon juice, just pour that over there.
Because, of course, lemon, that bitter, citrusy thing.
Oh, absolutely. And then let's go on to seasoning. A little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Are you going to do a bit of a drizzle for me?
Would you like me to drizzle for you?
You can do a little bit of a little bit of a drizzle. And some chili flakes as well. Now, are you a bit of a hot girl, like things hot tonight?
You know me.
Okay, so this will be Pali's side over here, so put lots onto there.
I'm 100% a fire sign, so add more chilies. And Dumi?
Yes, and I'm adding our Clover Olive Pride blend onto I'm adding quite a bit because I want to make sure that it's got that nice little crust on the outside. And I'm adding it because specifically it is actually recommended for high cooking applications. So we're talking your grilling, we're talking your roasting, your stewing and stuff like that. So it actually works perfectly for those type of high heat applications whenever you're cooking it. And the great part about it is that not only is it delicious, those olive flavors do still are so pronounced even when you're cooking at that high heat because it's got a high smoking point. And I mean, Balisa, it's recommended by the Heart and Stroke Foundation, so we know that this meal over here is something that's really good for you. We're serving our fish with a couple of other ingredients as well. We've got some spinach that we're going to be sauteing here. I added a bit of water and a little of oil there. So what happens is the water from the steam from the water helps to cook the spinach, but then as it evaporates, then it gets to fry and get a nice little char on it. And then we're also just getting some nice cauliflower steaks going there. And I've also, again, because of that high smoking point, I've chosen to use our Clover Olive Pride blend for this as well. And so, this together with all those ingredients there, I feel like is a full meal.
Magnifique. It looks beautiful. I mean, this looks like a work of art on its own, and we are celebrating seasonal foods here. Chef Chart, you've already mentioned snook, sustainable, seasonal, proudly South African.
Absolutely. I mean, fresh fish, so look out for the sassy list. You want a green listed fish product that is sustainable. We're saying that's local. Use it because it is so fantastic. I know some people get put off by snook because it's got, it gets quite a few bones and things like that. But it's got a wonderful sort of meaty texture. It's not sort of very delicate, but it's also not very gamey as well. But so, just find that little balance. Cook it quickly, sharply. It's absolutely gorgeous to utilise. And then some lovely seasonal veg. I mean, what more do you want?
It looks incredible. I cannot wait to dive into this meal. And if you also simply cannot wait to get your hands on it, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. We're keeping it seasonal, we're keeping it local and lekker.
Made with love by Clover.